some about financial modeling, some investment advising, some financial controlling tasks, and some CFO tasks. So that's the path that we are going to take over the next somewhere about 1.5 to 2 hours. So if we since I was a little late in the due to my internet connection, I don't mind to keep on taking another 15 to 20 minutes if we are not able to finish all the slides. So I'm happy to stay as long as it need. So now let's look at the financial statement. So financial statement analysis, basically we do two three tasks in the financial statements analysis. This is public information usually, right? Uh, you can do your own management account analysis as well, where you are not really very much interested in the ratio analysis. You are more interested in budget versus actual, comparing versus last month, or certain specific or calculating certain specific KPIs or matrices, but the process will remain the same, right? So I am going to showcase the public information and how we calculate these things, but you can always modify the prompt to be able to get the private management accounts analysis by yourself, just following the similar method, similar process. So here there are two methods, two possible choices here. One is we use the free version, GPT 3.5. Hail GPT 3.5 is free to use, so we can use that. So for this purpose, I have created a sample file of Walmart. Right. This is the information on Walmart. This information is contains the profit and loss statement and also on the balance sheet. So I just copied it from a publicly available website. I'm going to use it just to showcase how it works. I have done for 3, 4, 5 years. By we, if you want, we can do it only for 1 year, 2 years as well. But since the limits are fine, we can use this. Let's use this for 3.5. First, let's use a free version. So the command is simple: act like an financial analysis expert. Our character, now context. And in the next prompt, because I don't want to copy in the same prompt. In the next prompt, I will provide you with the financial statement of Walmart. You can tell the company because publicly information available, so it's safe. There is no secrecy on this. Walmart, uh, and I would need you to calculate what do we want it to do basically. We want it to calculate ratio analysis, so we want to calculate one ratio analysis. We can specifically ask what kind of ratio we want. We want profitability ratios, profitability ratio, return ratios, the working capital ratios, asset efficiency ratios, and liquidity ratios. You can ask it very specific. If we don't want anything of it, we can remove. Since we are providing balance sheet and profit and loss both, we can ask. Um, if you are clear on the task, let me know in affirmative and I will give you the data. Now, why did I do that? I am asking it to make sure that it understand. Well, there is no need to actually ask if you are clear or not. Usually, it's clear, but it's just a best practice that I have seen used by many different AI experts, so that you know they just use it this way. So I'm copying it. Now, in the next prompt, I'm gonna give it a data. You can see how many, I don't know how many characters is it, but anyway, doesn't matter. So here is the data, and now it will give us the information, correct? So here it has given us the formula as well, but it's fine. We don't need that. So it has calculated. Oops, it has calculated only for 1 year, I think. Oh, so we can ask it. Is calculate for all 5 years and give me a trend analysis. Fast, very very fast. GPT 3.5 is quite fast. GPT 4 is a little slow compared to GPT 3.5, but more accurate. So if you want fast, you can use 3.5. If you want accuracy, use 3. Use 4. Coming back to our prompt list, so the first prompt was to calculate all the profitability ratio. Second prompt was no, normally I would like to challenge the GPT, because yes, it has given the ratio analysis, but ratio analysis I can calculate also, right? Anybody can calculate. We just put it into Excel and we are okay with it. Now we can ask it, we can challenge it a little bit more by saying that give me more insight, risks, and strengths of the company, just to spice it up a little bit. But be careful without, if the information is not available, it can hallucinate and it can generate unreasonable justifications without uh, providing in the data. So example, strength. How will it know strength from the data, right? It's giving us global scale and reach, diverse product portfolio, all these kind of things which are not available in the data. So you will not know whether these are really true or not true. So you have to be careful. Whatever GPT is giving you, it may not be correct. Okay, so I will not do the another demonstration of comparing, of working with the GPT-4 and giving you a comparison. You can do that by yourself, right? Another thing you can ask this company is to provide a so now work as a finance, maybe a CFO, and prepare a report to BOD on the financial health of the company. It's a give only one page giving key data and action points that you will take as CFO to improve in coming 1 quarter. So again, you can give it more specific question and answer, your own company information. Don't give the company name, uh, and then you can provide it data, or you can you can fake the data a little bit here there, so that it does not give the reality information, and then you can put it there. Use it to make the report. If you have some writing style which you have been using in the past and you want to continue with that, you can provide it an example in here and say, okay, here is an example paragraph that you have written, and you can follow the same writing style. So AI will analyze that and will use that writing style for you. So you can prepare financial report. Now, industry comparison, GPT 3.5 will not be able to do. Now, let's say if I want to do it, if I want to ask GPT 3.5, it will tell me I don't have internet access. See, I don't have a real time access to the internet to retrieve the current data. However, I can guide you how to perform a Walmart, and that's why when we say we let it to be bit more creative, it will create anything, whatever it wants, but it may not be real. Yes, because we are asking about Walmart, that's why it is able to give us some specific competitors, but that's not what we exactly wanted. So we can do this analysis in Bing as well. Now, Bing is a GPT-4 enabled model, so and it's free to use, so you can actually use it. To do this, what we do is we refresh the data. So here is the refresh, so it will erase all the previous history. Problem with the Bing is that it does not remember your chat. So for example, like here we have a history, the Bing will not remember this. So now let's try our same prompts with Bing. Okay, it's similar answer, obviously similar answer, because it's the same thing. Now let me give it a Walmart data. Where is the Bing, Bing, Bing? Here's the Bing. It's 3,390 characters out of 4,000. Again, similar answer of 1 year data. We can also ask the same question that we asked. Please calculate for all 5 years and give me a trend analysis. And finally, the same question that we ask. I will not ask you to write the question. Write the compare the company performance with its competitors based on recent published. Okay. Now I'm not asking it to access the internet because it can access the internet by itself. So I will not even asking it what competitor I want. It will understand it. So let's do that. Walmart, and then it will ask for other information. Amazon is Walmart and Amazon. Yeah, it's comparing with Walmart and Amazon. You can ask it more specific answer if you want, like Walmart versus Target, Walmart versus Whole Foods, or anything else that you want to ask. You can do that. So I will not do this now for you because otherwise it will take up the time of the class. But you can keep on interacting it. But let's say you have access to GPT Plus. How will you use it? Is going to be more interesting, a little bit more interesting. So in the GPT-4, yes, you are right, Fauziya. Not all companies have published financial statements. In that case, this will not be useful unless you have the PDF or the annual financial statement from those companies in your own hands. So you can use that as well. Okay, now GPT-4 has a plugin which is called code interpreter. So you can use this code interpreter. You have to click on this. code interpreter, and then you will see a right click next to it. So it means we are able to use code interpreter. The benefit of this code interpreter is that we can now upload a file. We don't have to provide the data. We don't have to copy paste the data. We can upload a file, Excel file or PDF file or anything. That's no problem. It can extract the information out of itself, right? So this was the file Walmart for ratio analysis and controller report. So you have to understand the file structure because you have to explain it, what you want to do and what the file is about. Otherwise, it has no idea what to do, right? So I know that there's a two sheet Walmart and Target, and I want to compare it. So let's say open the file, it will upload it. While it upload it, we can write our we can write our command, right? I have uploaded a data of Walmart video in the file. I have uploaded financial statements in the file, two sheets. One is for Walmart and other is Target. I want you to act like a finance expert and analyze data, okay? Calculate all ratios and compare them with each other and other industry benchmarks. Prepare a Put the calculations and results in a new sheet. Prepare an insight report for submission to lenders. Well, I just make up lenders. It could be anybody else. So what it will do basically, it will go extract the information from Excel. Now, how it's doing it? It's actually working on a Python code. Now, you don't have to learn Python for being able to use it. It will do the job by itself. And if it fails, it will keep on reiterating by itself. It will tell itself what it's supposed to do, and whatever it's required to do, right? And you can see the show the work. You can click on show the work, and then you can see how actually it works. Import panda as pd, if you don't know Python, like I don't know Python, so no need to worry about this. And you can just hide it, right? Hide the work. You don't want to know how it works. You are just interested in what it did. So you can have it here, gross margin, everything, blah blah blah. Oh, now it has extracted the information. Now you can see we are hands free. We are not providing any command to it. It's doing it all by itself. Let's proceed to check the data points in the provided sheets. For Walmart, total asset, total liabilities present. Okay, for Target, hmm, total asset, total liabilities, gross margin for both the companies. Okay, so whatever data points are available, it will calculate. And data equity ratio. Okay, so let it calculate first, and then I will show you again one more time how we uploaded the file, what else it can do. And there is one more method of analyzing the profit and loss statement. If for private companies, if they are not available in Excel, they are available in PDF. Because a lot of time, if let's say you are a shareholder of a company, you get the financial statement from that company, annual financial statements in PDF format. Oops, there was some error. Let it regenerate. In the meantime, it works. Let me show you another tool, which is let me see what the comments are in the chat. Okay, I'll show you separately. Um, there is another tool which can be used for analysis called Chat with PDF. Chat PDF, right? So the website is called chatpdf.com. Chatpdf.com. Here, chat with any PDF. It has a plugin with the Chat GPT, but I prefer to use the app itself, chatpdf.com. You can actually create uh, the new file, but I have used already. These are my chats for the previous one. So I actually worked on it to create a. I have a book called 100 Million Offers. I give it the book and asked to create a summary for me. I gave it a AGM of Samsung's annual audited statements to do the analysis, and it did analysis to me. So I don't have to extract the information from PDF now. It can actually generate it by itself. The only problem is that it's not very efficient like ChatGPT or Excel file, right? Now these are, but the only problem with these tools are they are public documents, publicly available tools, and they have usually a disclaimer that they are going to use the data for their training purposes. So we actually are not sure how they will handle the sensitive information. So again, it's the same guideline that I would give with any kind of tool is don't not share any sensitive information on this tool and on any of these tools until it's proven that it's actually safe to do. If they are something private, if they are disclaiming that they will keep the information private 100%, and you trust them, then fine, you can do that. Otherwise, do not give any private information in these tools. So this is another information, another platform, another way of analyzing the data. I tried to give it a sample data by creating a PDF on my own, but it did not work properly because it was not able to extract the information out of this, as the structure of the PDF file is not readable properly to it. So it seems like only the properly structured PDF files can be read with this. I gave it a guide of IFRS 16. It was able to work on it, and it was able to extract the information and create the annual accounting entries for this. It was able to read the book and give me the summary of the book itself. So that kind of information is there, and the capabilities are there. Let's see if our plugin have finished working on it. Oh yeah, it has finished. Okay, so yes, it has done the calculations, and no, see, it keep on asking the information. This is the only problem with the plugins is that sometimes they work, sometimes they do not work. So if you copy paste, it worked, right? When we try to give it an Excel file, it did not work properly. So that's there is a plugin information. Well, I don't know why it didn't work. I have tried earlier, it was working. Now it doesn't work. Okay, but these are other options that are available for us to use if we want to analyze the publicly available information or even the private information. If you trust, if you anonymize the data. So normally what I do is if I, let's say, want to get some idea from our private data, I remove the company name, I change the data a little bit, like by normalization, so that it does not feel, it does not have a sensitivity, that much of sensitivity into it. Okay, so that's the financial analysis. That's only you can, that's the only much you can do about it. There's nothing more than this we can do with the AI as of today. Okay, then we go to the data analysis and visualization. So we can use these tools for visualization of our data. There are a few things you can do with the AI. uh, Graph and charts. Now graph and charts in the chat gpt is cannot be done through free version, because the free versions are only the text based. So even if you try to ask it, it will not generate anything. Just take a very simple example of our Walmart information. We will not give too much information to it, but we will just give it a very simple thing that, let's take the sales revenues. So it's a very simple thing. Description. Here is there, sales revenues there, and what I want is just a simple graph of calculating a trend chart of the information, right? Or sales. So let's give it to a 3.5. Please create a sales. Please create a line chart for sales growth. Data is here, right? So here it will not be able to create that chart uh, without, because it's a text box, right? But it can create it for you. What it can do, but other way, is it can actually create it under the Excel macro, right? Visual database. So you have to know the VBA for this, Visual Basic. You can you create a VBA code that I can use in Excel for creating a chart for following data, and then we give it to it. So it can create that part. So what are you going to do? Well, you are going to copy this, go to your Excel, go to the developer mode, Visual Basic, sorry, not macros, Visual Basic, and create a insert a module. That's how we create a Visual Basic macro. And then we just copy paste the code and we can run this. Oh, it's out of range. Sorry, this workbook sheet one, we don't have a sheet, change sheet to your actual sheet name. So it asks actual sheet name. The actual sheet name is Walmart, or I can create a some new sheet, sheet one, and then it will create. Okay, let's create. Okay, it works. Finish. And here is the information, sales growth over years, but we haven't got any information. Oh, here is the sample data. So it created a VBA code, but we have to provide the data in that particular chat. So it's not really useful and convenient. We have tried many times. So what you can do, basically, you can use their paid version, GPT-4, again, code interpreter, because with the normal one also you cannot create anything. With the code interpreter, we can still get some data given. Now, how you are going to upload the file? You can just copy the simple thing as well. Let's try this out. You can create code interpreter, and then we ask it, please create a line chart. With the code interpreter, you can get things done. Still working. So here you can get your pie chart, line chart, right? But this is may not be the one that you want, or and you have to copy it all the time. And this is a very basic thing you can do in the Excel as well. So why you would use an AI for that purpose, right? You may not need it. So there are some other tools which are useful for you if you would like to use for chart and graph, like graph maker. This is a separate app which is can use the data, but you have to give the data to it. uh, you can use that, or you can use the code interpreter. You can give it a file. Let's say we give it a file again. To We go to code interpreter, we close this file, don't save it, and then we go back to our gpt. We go back to here. Now here's a plus sign. You can see there's a plus sign, upload file. Click on it, give it the data again. Click on this. While it upload the data, you can say there is a sheet called Walmart. It's better to get the exact sheet name, otherwise it may get confused. The sheet name is Walmart, so I just copy this exact name, then close the file again, and then I will tell it sheet name called Walmart, exact name. I would like you to prepare charts for sales growth rates. Okay. So for now, just use this one. You can do other things as well if you would like. And it will go again the same way. Load the data, process it. If the process gets successful, then it will be able to generate the chart. Otherwise, it will not generate it. And since I asked it to create a chart for growth rate, not the sales itself, that's why it will calculate the growth rate first, and then it will show us the graph. Here. So you can see this is the growth rate. In 1 year it was something else, then another year high, then another year go back, and then another year go a little higher. So this is the chart depicting the Walmart sales growth rate, not the growth itself, but the rate of the growth. Okay, so that's how you can use it. You can use this for other purposes as well. You can ask it to calculate COGS. How about COGS, cost of goods sold percentage to revenue, and other, and let's say maybe we use this one first. Inventory turnover ratios, that's the key ratio first. And by the way, ROE, return on equity. Let's let it create that file. We are working on it. Let's me look at the comment section, if chat section, if there's anything else. If you upload private public information, will it become public? It will not become public, but it can be accessed by anybody. So the information which we are uploading onto the GPT here, like in the chat information format, it will not automatically become public. Or GPT models will not learn from this because they have a different learning data set. They don't learn like when we are uploading the information like this. We are not training the AI models here. We are just using the models, right? We are not training them. But the trainers who are sitting behind the screens, they are looking at how we are using the data and what are the mistakes, what are the regenerations we are doing. So there's always a feedback going to the model, the trainers, and then they can access this information whatever we are providing to the models to for their training purposes. So that is available, this information is available in their documentation. So since they have already telling us that whatever information we are giving to the model, they have a watch on it. So it's not public, but it's available to certain peoples for access. So that's why we say that don't share the private sensitive information onto it. So it has created the COGS percentage you can see, and also the return on equity information. Would you like to use with only net income data or provided uh, continue with the data available? Because I don't want to give it a new data, right? Okay, so that's how we can visualize the data. So you have a visualization. Now, is visualization does not work only with the financial statements. Visualizations can also work with the additional information which is available. So for that, I will create another chat, even though the previous one was not finished. Okay, never mind. Uh, Showcasing the chart or regenerate because otherwise it will not be able to. We don't see the data. That PDF is work is done. We will finish it. Yeah, as you can see here, correct. Now there is another option. The other tools can also be used. For example, if we want to analyze a sales data, for example, we click on plus sign, update the sample exercise data, exercise rough data visualization. So this information is also just a just a sample data that I gather from a public website. This is since 2015. It's not any company's data. There is no I even don't know what this information is. So what we can do is we can provide this information. So it's a thousands of images, and we can say analyze the data attached and provide me with all the useful visualizations to understand trends and insights from this. Since I don't know, I mean, as a general, I'm just giving you an example. If I don't know what kind of insights are possible from this data, I can ask ChatGPT. I can ask GPT to extract the information, learn what it can do it from it, and then give us all the information from this particular data. So it will analyze first. You can see it's analyzing what the data set contains: product name, product category, segment, manufacturer, revenue, units, whatever, everything. Then it will tell us, okay, time series, product category, product segmentation, manufacturing analysis, top products. This is pretty much what we are going to ask it if we know, right? Then it will analyze the data and then it will continue with the data analysis. So I will not wait for it to finish because it will take time. Let me take any question if there is anything. ChatGPT 4 on Bing. Yes, it cost money, definitely. And yes, I will give you the document again, deck access, so that you can see all the use cases and the potential prompts that we are using here. Um, so you can upload this data. I think many of the students are asking. So here in the prompt, when you open the Chat GPT 4, there is a plus sign. You see in the sender message, there is a small little plus sign. You click on this plus sign, and then it will open up to upload a file. You can upload a zip file, Excel file, PDF file, or any other kind of file to this particular thing. Interpreter will access it, information, and analyze it by itself. And yes, it's available only for GPT-4 at the moment. But you have to click code interpreter. So let's say I give you example why it may, for some of you, it may not be working. So let it finish. It's okay. Let I can finish it. So in the GPT-4, you have to select code interpreter. Normally, if you click on it, like I create a new file for me, because I used code interpreter last time, it's click on that. Otherwise it will come on default. So here is a default, right? You have to change it to code interpreter beta version, and then you will be able to upload the file, right? If you put on the beta version, on the default version, you will not be able to upload, you may not be able to upload the file. Here you see the plus sign is gone. But on the plugins, it depends on the plugin itself, whether you can actually upload a file or not. Usually, with the plugins, there is no availability of uploading any file. So you cannot upload a file using the plugins. For plugins, is a different mechanism to use. Every plugin is different. So you have to know how to use it. Now I'm going to show you one of the plugin how we use, just very briefly, because otherwise time will run out very fast. There is another plugin called Notable.ai. So you can see you can we can do a basic predicting and forecasting using this chat GPT here. So we can actually see sales growth visualization template. Where is the sales growth here, sales growth chart. Now all this information is gone. It will work only when we refresh it. But we can actually ask AI to do a prediction for us, do a forecasting for us, but it's very basic. They use moving averages and a regression analysis to to use the previous data and then extrapolate that to future. But that in real life, it's not really useful. You can use it definitely, but it's not really useful. So don't use AI for prediction or forecasting of financial data of sales or expenses, because it's not going to be useful for you unless you're sure that the past trends reflect the future expectations as well. Then you can use it. There's another tool which is called Notable. Notable has a data analytical algorithm, but it works if you have a coding language. And AI, and they have a free plugin, and with a GPT-4, obviously. With a GPT-4, you have a plugin where you can actually use Notable for creating a new project. So you have to create a project in Notable first, and then come to it, and then you can create the the data analysis. But it requires a lot of programming language. So if you're not very well versed with the programming